So hey guys, I'm here to do my review of Aquaman issue number 7. In the last issue of Aquaman, we saw, just a whole issue that was just devoted to Mira herself. It didn't really have anything to do with the storyline that was going on in, Aquaman right now, but it was a really fantastic issue that it just had to deal with, just giving us backstory to Mira and her powers and just seeing what her feelings and thoughts about human beings in general, and it was really a fantastic issue. Even though it was, filler, it was still a great storyline. It was still great. I loved it. It was an awesome issue. But in the end of the issue, we actually saw Aquaman come back to Mira and tell her that, we need to go see Dr. Shin to analyze and decode this, message for us. So that's where Aquaman issue number 7 picks up off. But that's not where, in the beginning, that's not where it happens. In the start of this issue, we actually see this lady starts, she's running through this forest in Brazil, being chased down by someone, and this someone shoots an arrow at her, and before this arrow actually hits her, she sees a vision of the arrow piercing her body, and before, the arrow actually does pierce her body in the present time, she actually dodges it because she saw, the future of how it was going to hit her, but what she didn't see was the arrow was going to detonate, and the arrow did detonate and it exploded in front of her. And then we see the person, who shot the arrow walk into the panel, and this person is, Black Manta. He says that, you're not able to see you are able to see the future, but you aren't able to see everything. So this lady is actually able to see the future. So, Black Manta and her, have a little fight, but, she's cornered by him and she tries to escape and run away, but before she can run away and escape, Black Manta turns around and shoots her with this, optic blast, some kind of, beam eye hit thingy that, of course Cyclops does, so I'm just calling it optic blast, so he using optic blasts on her, and she falls down to her, to her knees, and, Black Manta takes off his, helmet. And if you guys don't know this already, Black Manta is a villain. He comes up to her and he takes out his sword and blade, and he tells her that I'm going to find your family, I'm going to kill them, I'm going to skin them alive like fish, and I'm going to take everything away from you. Everything that you love and hold dear to you, I am going to take that away from you. And also same goes for Aquaman, because he can't save you. He's going to be, his fate is the same as yours for what he has done to me. For everything he's taken away from me, I'm going to do the same to you and him. And he, stabs her in the gut, and before she dies, he actually, she actually sees a premonition or a vision of Aquaman being stabbed by his own trident. So that could happen later on in the next couple of issues of Aquaman, but we don't know that right now. And after that, that's where this ends off, and then we open up with Aquaman, actually, and Mira saving a bunch of, people from a ship, and, after they're done saving them, because, there's a big gigantic storm, so they have to go, save some people and save some ships, so they bring them back to shore, and after they're done with that, they finally go and see Dr. Shin. So once they reach Dr. Shin's location, Mira and, Aquaman have a little conversation before going to his, doorway and knocking on it. Mira asks him, why can't you just go to, Atlantis? Because 4 Atlanteans came out of the water to go grab this device. So they've obviously have some, answers, to your questions. So why don't you go and ask them? And of course, we all know that, Aquaman isn't really much liked in Atlantis, so he doesn't want to go back there and ask, them for help or ask them any questions, because of course they're going to be asking him questions too. And same thing goes with, Professor Shin. He wants to go, to Atlantis. He wants to see it. So if, Aquaman asks him for a favor, then of course, Aquaman has to give something back to Dr. Shin. And of course, Mira doesn't like Earth Dwellers, as, we saw in the last, issue. She really doesn't like humans, so she doesn't want to go to Dr. Shin anyways. But that's their only hope, so, Aquaman goes up to his doorway, knocks on it, Dr. Shin answers it, asks him, what are you doing here? And Aquaman says, would you like to analyze and, decode this, Atlantean message for us? And of course, Professor Shin, of course says, oh yes, sure, we'll do that for you, He takes the device and, dips it in salt water, and before, they can actually decode and analyze the whole entire message, Aquaman's trident starts glowing, and this, lady pops out, or teleports in, and she's wearing this like traditional tribal wear with this bikini and sort of like cloth kind of thing to cover her area. But yeah, she comes in and she starts attacking, Professor Shin, saying that, you are working with Black Manta. The sheer Kiana is dead, so it must be your fault. You've been working with Black Manta. You told him where the relic is. And yeah, once Black Manta killed Kiana, the sheer, in the beginning of this issue, he took this strange relic from her. And, this other lady's blaming it on Professor Shin. And yeah, so she wants to go and kill him, but of course Mira and Aquaman intervene, get between her, and Professor Shin ask her, "What are you doing here? And what's going on?" And that's how the issue ends. We actually end it with a group shot of Aquaman and all these other people that have strange relics. And when I mean strange relics, they have, there's one around her, this lady's neck. Some guy's wearing a helmet. The sheer actually has this like sort of, I don't know, this conch. There's this guy who has a chain, I guess, like the arm bracelet chain. And actually, Aquaman's trident is actually a relic too, because we all know Atlantis is always famous for that trident symbol. So yeah, his is actually a strange relic too. But we'll get more answers to the next issue of Aquaman. I really, really like this storyline that's going so far. Introducing Black Manta, who we all know is actually one of the infamous villains of, the Aquaman Rogues Gallery. So, yeah, and it's really interesting to see Black Manta coming into this. And his introduction to the story was very, very great and awesome and epic. Even though he's a villain, it made him totally badass, as he slowly, threatened the lady before, he snuffed the life out of her. So he just made him really totally badass. And, the storyline with all these strange relics, I really like mythology, so I really, really am hyped for this, really seeing the backstory between, all these strange relics. What can these strange relics do, technically? Do they give these people powers? You know how, relics can always give people powers. You always see that, in anime or like, manga, or, even in comic books, you see people get strange relics, just like in Blue Beetle. How that strange scarab gave, the first Blue Beetle superhuman powers, and that was pretty cool. I love strange relics. It's really cool, so I really like this issue. It's starting off really, really great. Aquaman is doing really great so far. I really like the storyline. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. I really like Aquaman. It's a really great storyline right now. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So yeah, this is my review of Aquaman issue number 7. So see you guys later.